Hi everyone, welcome to Skill Questers Hub. In this video, we will explore File menu in Jupyter Notebook. So the File menu is used to create, open, save and download notebooks. Okay, so first we have the File New option. So when we click on the New option, we get the options to create a console, notebook, terminal, text file, markdown file and Python file. Okay. So if you click on new and if you click on console, so this will create a new console. So it will ask to select the kernel. So select the default kernel, Python 3. And if you click on this drop down, you have the existing kernel, which will have the name of the notebook file that is open. So this is the existing kernel on which this notebook is being run. So here you select the default kernel and click on select. So this opens a console window. Okay. So here on console, we can type the code and execute it. So at the bottom, we have the prompt. So we can type in print test. Okay. And if I press shift enter, so this executes the piece of code. Okay. So this is the console. Next, we have the option to create a notebook. So if you click on notebook, a new notebook gets created. It asks for the kernel. So select the default kernel and click on select. Okay. We have a new notebook that is created, which is untitled. Okay. Next, click on file new. Next, we have the option for a terminal. So click on this. So this is the terminal in Jupyter Notebook. So we can run the command as we run in the Windows terminal. Okay. So if I run the command pwd and press enter, so this gives the output similar to the Windows terminal. Okay. Next, click on File New, and we have the option to create a text file, markdown file, and Python file. So if you click on text file, a text file gets created with the extension .txt. Okay. So let's click on New Markdown file. So this creates a file which can be used for documentation with the extension .md. Okay. Next, if you click on File New Python file, this creates a file with the extension .py. Okay. So we can use the File New option to create a console, notebook, terminal, text file, markdown file, and Python file. And we have seen how to create all these files. Okay. Next, we have the Open option. The Open option opens the file browser to access existing notebooks or files. Okay, so if you click on Open, so this opens the file browser. So from here, you will be able to browse the files and open it. Okay, so let me close this. Next, we have the option New Console for Notebook. So this opens a console connected to the current notebook's kernel. Okay, so if you click on New Console for Notebook, it opens a console. And this console is connected to the current notebook's kernel. Okay. So we have a console that is opened and it is connected to the current notebook's kernel. Okay, next we have the save notebook. So this saves the current notebook and all its changes. So if you do any changes to the notebook and click on save notebook, it gets saved. Okay, so here you can see the last checkpoint, which is updated to now. So this is saved. Next, we have the Save Notebook as option. So the Save Notebook as option saves the notebook with a different name or location. So if you click on Save Notebook as, you'll get the option to rename this file. Okay, so we can rename this file as copy. I'm adding copy to its name. So create cell copy and click on Save. Okay, so now this saves a new notebook and opens it, and the name of this notebook is create cell copy. So you can check that in the browser here. So we can check that in the browser here. We have create cell copy, which is also created. Next, we have the save all option, which saves all the open notebooks and modified files. So this is similar to the save notebook, so which will save the notebook. Next, we have the file rename. So file rename changes the name of the current notebook. So if you click on rename, you can change the name of this notebook. Okay, so this gives a pop-up to change the notebook. So we can change it to create cell updated. Okay, and click on rename. So now the notebook is renamed to create cell updated. Next, we have the duplicate option. So duplicate option creates an identical copy of the current notebook. So if you click on duplicate, so this creates a copy of this notebook, the same content. So if you go to the browser of the location, we can see there is another new file that is being created, which is create cell updated copy. So this is the file that is being created with the option of file duplicate. Okay. So next we have the reload notebook from disk. So if you click on this, it restores the notebook to the latest version saved on disk. Okay, so if I click on this, it will reload the notebook. Okay, so the reload is done. So here I have a JavaScript code which is present here with the magic command %%js, and below that I have an alert hello from JavaScript. So each time we reload this notebook, the JavaScript is being run. Okay. Okay, so this confirms that there is a reload has been done. Okay. So now if I click on file, reload notebook from disk, you can see that the reload has been done as the JavaScript is being run in this notebook. Okay, click on OK. Okay, next we have the revert notebook to checkpoint. So this restores the notebook to the last saved checkpoint. So if I click on revert notebook to checkpoint, it will revert it to the last saved checkpoint. So if I click on revert, it will revert it. So since we did not do any changes, it is not reverted. Okay. So now if I add some text here, okay, say print test. Okay. And if I don't save this, and now if I click on file, revert notebook to checkpoint and click on OK, revoke it. So the notebook has been reverted to the last checkpoint. Okay, and the changes that I have not saved has been reverted back. Next, we have the file download option. So download option downloads the notebook or exports it in .ipynb file format, which is the notebook file format. So if I click on download, this downloads the notebook in ipynb format. Okay. Now if I go to the downloads folder, so here you will be able to see the file which was downloaded. You can see the time here, 28 seconds ago, and it is create cell updated. So just click on it. So this is the same notebook that is present. So both the notebooks are same. So it was downloaded in the same format. Next, we have the save and export notebook as option. So this saves the notebook and exports it to formats like HTML, PDF, Python script, Markdown, etc. So let's see that in action. So now let's download it in HTML format. Okay, so this is downloaded in HTML format. We can also download it in Markdown format, which is used for documentation with the extension .md. We can also download it in executable script format, which will be of the extension .py. So this will download the file in the .py format as Python script. So let's click on this. So this downloads the file. So click on keep. Okay, so this downloads the file in .py format. Okay, so these are some of the formats in which you can export the Jupyter Notebook. Next, we have the Trust Notebook option. So the Trust Notebook option marks the notebook as trusted so that the interactive outputs and scripts can run safely. Okay, suppose if you have untrusted present here on the top right, you can click on Trust Notebook. If you are sure if there are no harmful code written in the notebook, if you have downloaded from a known source, then you can click on Trust Notebook and this will change the, click on Trust. So it will change the notebook from untrusted to trusted. Okay, if it was untrusted earlier. Okay. Next, we have the Close and Shut Down Notebook option. So this option closes the notebook and stops its running kernel. Okay. So if I click on Close and Shut Down, so this will close this notebook. Okay. And the kernel will be stopped. So if I click on this, okay, so it has closed it. So now if you want to view it again, we need to reopen it again. So go to the location where the file was present. So it was present in projects folder in the system, create notebook, create cell updated. So let me click on this and reopen it. Okay. So we can use the close and shut down option to close and shut down the notebook. Next, we have the logout option. So logout option signs you out of the Jupyter Notebook session. So if you click on logout, this will sign you out from this notebook session. So let me click on logout. Okay, so this says successfully logged out. Proceed to login page. Okay, so but if you click on this, still you won't be able to log in. So again, we need to close this and reopen it again. Okay, so only the session was locked out, but we can still reopen it. Okay. Last, we have the shutdown option. So the shutdown option stops the Jupyter server and closes all notebook sessions. Okay, so this stops the Jupyter server itself, not only the notebook, and closes all the notebook sessions. Okay, shutdown. You click on shutdown again. So this stops the notebook. So the Jupyter server is being stopped. Okay, now if I click on the create cell updated notebook, it gives an error. Okay, so these are the options we have in the file menu. Okay, so let me relaunch the Jupyter Notebook. So now I have relaunched the Jupyter Notebook. Okay, and so we have covered all the options in the file menu. So these are all the options we have in the file menu. I have also prepared a reference guide with the menus that we have explored in this video. You can also refer that. I will be sharing the link to this reference guide in the description. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe to my channel.